What you guys, got another video here for you. Which services are safe to disable in Windows 11 and which services do you need? So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, and we're going to be going through the reason why you might want to disable services. A lot of people will go to the Task Manager and Performance tab here, and they will look at the utilization and also the processes that are running on the computer, and they can see the system resources are being hogged by a lot of unwanted or unneeded services, and they will then want to go and turn those off. But trouble is, people tend to turn off way too many, and they end up breaking their system because they don't know what they've done, and then all of a sudden their wireless headphones are not working and things like that. So that's what we're going to be going through here. This can give you a bit of a boost on your performance on your PC by removing a lot of unwanted services. So let's go to the services pane here by typing services inside here and open up the services window. So this is it here. I'm just going to quickly click on this one here, and this will give it in alphabetical order here. So let's first start off with some of the ones that you're not going to need. Now, obviously, everyone's going to have different requirements with their PC. So if I tell you to disable something, that wouldn't be correct. For instance, let's just talk about Bluetooth. If you don't use Bluetooth, then you can disable it. But if I tell you to disable Bluetooth and someone needs Bluetooth, then it's not going to work. So it's a bit of common sense, really. You have to use a bit of common sense. So let's take a look at ActiveX. Now, ActiveX controls Internet Explorer 11. Now, Microsoft ended support for Internet Explorer 11 on June the 15th, 2022. So we can safely disable this feature. We don't need it running on the computer. So you can see it says start, stopped, and it says automatic. We can click on disable here and apply an OK, and this will disable that service. Now this is reversible, but it will mark the startup type as disabled. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to go through this and disable some of the ones that you need and you don't need. Again, use your own common sense, because some people may need some of these services. I've seen people saying disable this one here. Now this one here, which is the AVCTP service, if you start disabling this, then all your wireless headphones and your audio devices and Bluetooth will not work correctly. So bear that in mind if you start following someone else's guide online that tells you to disable it. So we're going to start off with this one here. We're going to go down to the BitLocker first. Now most people don't use BitLocker, so if you don't use it, you can disable it. And I'm going to just double click on this here, and you can see I'm just going to go to disable, apply an OK here, and that's now disabled. This is an encryption service for your drive. So you can see here, drive encryption service. So if you don't encrypt your drive, then you won't need this. Now again, if you don't use Bluetooth, you can see here we do have some Bluetooth services here which you can disable if you don't use Bluetooth. If you do, then leave them on, don't disable them. But if you're not using them, you can disable them. So for this video, I will disable these. I'm going to stop the service, and then we'll go to disable. And we've got the Bluetooth support service. And again, this is completely reversible. You can literally reverse this by just starting it up and putting it onto automatic and rebooting your PC. Okay, so we'll move on down into the C section here. As you can see, we do have some here. You've got this one here, certificate propagation here. So we can see copies, users, certificates, and root certificates from smart cards. So if you don't use smart cards and things like that, you can literally disable this service. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this. Click apply and OK, and that one's gone. You've got cellular time here as well. This service sets time based on, and you can see here, just read the mobile network here. Now the next big one here is this one here, which is your Connect User Experience and Telemetry. This is your telemetry data collecting from Microsoft. So you can double click this, stop this process. It's completely safe to stop. and you can disable it. Just like so. And that is now stopped. So let's move on down a little bit to the D section here. And what we can look for here is look for the downloaded maps manager. So we can double click on this and we can put this to disable. Now, if you do need the maps section, then don't disable it. It's that simple. And right down the bottom here, you can see under the F section here, we have fax. So we can disable the fax. If you don't use a fax, then you can disable it. It's pretty old school. Some offices still use fax, but if you're a home user, you're more than likely not using fax. Now, this is another one here, which I see people talking about disabling, which is your file history service. So you can see here, it protects users' files from accidental loss by copying them to a backup location. So if you use file history service, then by all means leave this on. But if you don't use it and it's just sitting there in the background, then you can disable it. So we'll move on down. And you can see here IP helper. This is for IPv6. So we're using IPv4. So we don't need this one here. So we can literally put this to disable and stop this because we don't need it. So let's move on down here. I'm going to come down into the Microsoft section here. And you can see Microsoft keyboard filter. Controls keystrokes, filtering and mapping. So we're going to disable this one here. Next up, we're going to go down to the net logon. And you can see here, maintains a secure channel between this computer and the domain controller. So I'm going to disable this one. And you can go through the list and leave some of these out. There is other ones that I've missed through here, like Windows Defender. If you're not using Windows Defender and you're using a third-party antivirus software like Bitdefender and stuff like that, you can turn off all of the Windows Defender and other ones inside here if you're using another antivirus program. So let's come down a bit more. So we can see parent controls here. Enforces parent controls for children. We don't want that. We'll stop this one. And we can now put this on to disable. And again, you can go through here and check some of the other ones that you might want to look at here. Now, again, another one I see a lot of people talk about is Print Spooler. If you don't have a printer, then obviously turn it off. There has been a lot of problems with Print Spooler in the past. But if you don't ever use a printer and you're just gaming and stuff like that, then by all means, you can stop this service and literally disable it. But if you get a printer and you want to use it, then by all means, you can re-enable it again. And it's the same thing for remote access. If you don't use remote desktop, then you can stop this service and then disable it. And you can see the remote desktop service here. Stop this one as well. And once we do that, we can put this to disable and apply an OK on that one there as well. I'm not sure if we can do this one. Let's try and apply that. There we go. And this one here is for, I can see here, manages dial-up and virtual private networks. The other one here, which should be disabled now, which is your remote registry. And we'll move on down. Secondary logon is another one that most people are not going to be using. So if you don't use a secondary logon, you can literally stop that service and put this to disable. So let's move on down here. Now, do you consider some smart card stuff here, right here? But we'll move on down a little bit more. I've seen people talk about this sysmain as well, which I would leave enabled for now. But we're going to have a little look at TCP/IP NetBIOS helper. We're going to disable this one and put this to disabled. There we go. And we can disable the touch keyboard and handwriting panel service. If you don't have a touch keyboard, you can literally disable this. So let's move on down a little bit further. And you can see virtual disk here, and there's a bunch of other stuff inside here which you can look at here. Inside the Windows area, you can see Windows Defender, Windows Defender Firewall. These, if you're not using the security suite, you can disable all of this stuff if you're using third-party protection. But yeah, don't disable, obviously, the firewall if you don't have a firewall. But again, if you don't use all of the security suite built in, you can remove it. So provides image here. This is for your scanners and cameras. So if you are using scanners and cameras, then don't disable this service. Otherwise, you will run into issues. But you can see here, if you're not running scanners or cameras on here, you can disable it. But we'll go ahead and disable that. And the Windows install Insider service, we don't need this. If you're not in the Insider service, you can stop it and apply that and OK. And I can see one down here, the mobile hotspot service. So we're going to get rid of this one. Now again, if you use any of these features, keep them enabled, otherwise they won't work. Now I can see here, we've gone past Windows Backup here, provides Windows Backup and restore capabilities. If you're not using this, then you can stop it and disable it. If you've got your own backup solution, then by all means get rid of this. And there's probably some other ones here that we've missed out here. This Windows biometric service here, you can see the ability to capture, compare. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this and disable that. You can read it all here, up top here. So let's just go through here. You've got Windows Search here. If you're not using Windows Search and you do turn Windows Search off, you can turn off the service. If you want to turn off the Windows Search service, then that's how you can do it and disable it. Now again, we're leaving the Windows updates alone here. I would advise you to turn off Windows updates. Xbox is down here. A lot of people don't use Xbox, but if you do, and I mean if you're using the Xbox and you're using this feature, then you don't really want to disable it. But if you do want to stop this, you can and disable it. So I'm going to go ahead and disable all of these. Of course, if you use that feature, then leave it alone. So we'll quickly stop that service and apply an OK. And I can see here Windows error reporting. A lot of people like to disable this. Reports errors. So I'm going to leave that enabled here. So that is all the services disabled. Now, like I've said before, there is a bunch of other ones in here that you can consider disabling if you don't use those features. For instance, Hyper-V here. If you're not using virtualization or any of that stuff, you can literally disable a lot of virtualization stuff. And the same thing goes for, like I've said before, the Windows Defender and things like that. That will give you quite a bit of resources back, because if you're not using them, you can disable all of these. Now, you can always do more if you find others that you don't like and you don't need. You can disable them, but let's restart. Okay, so let's quickly restart our computer here. And we'll restart and we'll see what the results are from disabling some services here. And we'll see what the results are like. So we'll just let Windows start back up. There we go. And we get to the desktop here, and we'll take a quick look. So we'll let that stabilize a little bit because it needs to load in the rest of the operating system. And once that's done, you should see the processes drop down into the 90s, and we should see the utilization drop down. And that line will then be pretty low on the utilization. So we'll let that steady off. And you can see it's already down to 98 here. And it could go down a little bit more. So we'll just give it a little bit longer to see whether it drops down to any lower. So it's 98, 96, there we go. And it's now 95. So that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. So we've gone from 130 plus down to 95 to 94 processes. So if your utilization is pretty high and you have a lot of processes running, then disabling these services can claw some of those resources back to your system. Just be a bit mindful on what you're disabling. Otherwise, you're going to end up having services that are not running, which means you won't be able to use certain features of Windows because you've disabled that service. Anyway, with that said, I think that's going to be about it for this video. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who join my YouTube members group. I really do appreciate the support, and I shall catch you in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.